So funding the rotation program is supplied by the IPM program itself. So it's very stable. It's a big plus to your opportunities to explore in different labs, because basically you write to people and say, hey, I have money, you don't have to pay me, but I want to come into your lab and learn about your research. So I think it's very attractive for supervisors.
If you're accepted to the rotation program, you don't need to have any external funding guaranteed for that first year. But that first year of your rotation is great for setting yourself up for future funding. So personally, in my first semester, during my first rotation, I put together a proposal with my PI. And yes, I didn't know that this is for sure where I will end up, but for the sake of your grant, you're allowed to sort of come up with a grant at that time, and then depending on the agency, your project might change, right? And they're aware that's how science works.
It so happened that the lab I wanted to go to did have funding, or well, two of the labs I wanted to go to, they split my stipend between the two, so I didn't have to apply for funding. Obviously, it's still good to do it, but it wasn't a necessity to be accepted.
When you approach a potential supervisor, they are required to guarantee your stipend for your PhD tenure. So you get funding to be a more competitive candidate, but your minimum stipend is supposed to be guaranteed by law by your supervisor. So you want to make all of that very clearly understood.
When you apply for external scholarships, you have essentially two options. You can either apply during your rotation year, which means at the very start of your PhD in September, October, you apply for the external awards like CIHR or whatever, and then you'll get it in your second year. So this is what I did personally. It gave me more flexibilities in my second year to choose which lab I wanted to go with, because then they didn't have to fund me. The other option is to wait until the second year when you've decided on the lab. Then that way you have a supervisor who can help you write a proper PhD project to propose to the government bodies or the external agencies, and that people might prefer that over just writing something in the first year.